through the counterfeit, I want the realest. Where he come from, you can't get that with a PJ. It's so cool inside this house, I feel like DJ. I can't fight it, let your light come shine on me, yeah. Ain't no hiding, I'm confiding in your peace, yeah. Hey, carrying buckets of shame. Father, I'm saying your name, but so far from it. Come see the blood in my veins. For me, he bleeding the same. Take this covenant, this is the greatest exchange. At his altar, there's a flame that burns your rubbish. Gave me a cup full of rain, he poured it over every stain until he coming. Glory to the Father, you deserve the praise. Lead me to your altar, wash away my shame. Glory to the Father, you deserve the praise. Lead me to your altar, wash away my shame. I just turned $1 million down to be home with my son. Y'all don't get it, I can't gain a thing if I've already won. Still don't get it, I was full back when my bank account was none.
All right, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? Good to see y'all. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Let's do it. Okay, how we feeling? W's in the chat if you're fired up here today, if you're grateful, if you're ready to win the day, if you're excited, if you got a dream, if you got a goal, throw a W in the chat, man. Yeah, W's. Got emotion. All right, let's do this. Amazing. I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. Okay. Game time, baby. Game time. How you guys doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Who we got here? Z Gamer in the house. J Perp in the house. What up, J Perp? What up, Michael? Oh, that guy TK here. Bright and early. Bright and early. TK's here. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hope you guys are well, man. Who else we got? Oh, we got Joni. We got Christian. Elijah's here. Who else? Who else? Daniel's in the building. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. What's poppin', Clubhouse? What's poppin'? What up, YouTube? How we feeling? How we feeling? Good to be back. Good to be back. Only Bands. The Don is here. What up, Lucas? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Arrow Sassy in the house. Future Lord in the building. What up, Dominic? What up, Nikki? Good morning. Good morning. Zyper in the building. Zyper's on fire here. On fire. Congrats, brother. Congrats on the success. Let's go. Let's go. Ben G in the building. What up, Albert? Steven B is in the house. Louis G is here today. Let's go. Engineer 14 in the building. Who else we got? Who else? Mozamil. What? Wozamil is here. Have you been here all along, man? Don't tell me you've been here all along. Yanosh is in the house. What up, Yanosh? What's goody? What's goody? PM Magnifico in the building. All right, Clubhouse chat is wild, and we're going to break Zoom here. We might break Zoom. Yeah. OGH, I see you. What's up, Lindsay? See Melly in the house. What up, Tyler? Sunboy Comedy is here. You know, what I do is I just stare. This is my secret. I stare right here, and then I just be like, all right, yeah. Ready? Oh, you guys can't see that? Damn. Yeah, damn. Yeah, it's moving too fast anyway, so why don't you guys try reading those names out? Try it. This is not an easy job. Everyone thinks my job is easy, man. This is tough work here. It's tough work, but somebody's got to do it. Someone's got to do it, so. All right, let's get the party started. We got news coming in here in a couple minutes with unemployment claims and all that good stuff. What's up, Earl? So we're going to see what's good. Good morning, Stevie Mac. So anyway, welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let's get to it here. Let's go ahead and pray real quick. Let's just give some gratitude for just being in this environment, being fired up here with a group of individuals and ready to tackle the markets here. And then we'll jump into a fresh top-down analysis, see where we're at, and go from there. Cool? Let's do it. Well, Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to gather amongst each other, Lord. We thank you that your presence dwells among us here. Father, I just pray for every single person as they move in and out of this live stream. I pray that they would learn something here today, Lord. I pray that they would be enlightened, that they would raise the level of consciousness that they operate on, Father. We thank you for working in the hearts and in the minds of those in TTE. We thank you for physically manifesting success in their life, Lord. And we know that you're doing incredible work in each individual right here, right now, in this moment, whether they realize it or not, Lord. I just thank you for working on them. I thank you for using me, for speaking through me, Lord, to just enlighten those, Lord. So we thank you for it, and we just give you the glory. We ask that you would be here today and bless our session here, Lord. We give you all the glory for these things in Jesus' name. Amen. 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 Proud of you guys. A lot of aha moments, a lot of enlightenment going on here. Yeah, you know why? It's a collective. Have you guys ever heard the term collective consciousness? Have you ever heard that term? Oh man, you are about to get put on. You are about to get put on with the laws of success, the laws of the universe. You don't even know what you're involved in right here, right now, man. There's a lot of things that are going on that are unseen, that are going to be working in our favor here. So keep that in mind. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the everyday non-negotiables, and let that law work in your favor. All right. We'll talk more about that, when we get done here with the breakdown stuff. But let's go ahead and chat. Let's talk about today. Today is Thursday. It is the 5th day of June. Let me lower this music a little bit. I think that should be good. Yeah, good. Music, I think it should be good. Today is the first day of June, so the 5th day of June, and we got this news coming up at 8:30 in about 1 minute and 30 seconds here. So unemployment claims coming out along with the rest of these yellow folders here on the US dollar, and then we could pretty much go from there, right? So that's pretty much it. Tomorrow, keep in mind, tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow's going to be NFP. This is a week that you just want to, walk into the month slowly. Don't try and do anything too crazy. You got a lot of news, a lot of things ahead of you here. So I think next week we can kind of, kick back and enjoy the volume a little bit more. This week we got to be on our toes a little bit, especially with like consolidation, all that pre-NFP. So that's it, pretty much it. That'll wrap up the week today and tomorrow. And let's focus here on today, and let's be patient. Let's be disciplined. We have the opportunity to do that today, so let's take advantage of it. All right, let's go ahead and run a fresh top-down analysis and see what we can come up with here on Goldie today. All right. Yeah, we'll look at NQ2. Yep. First and last week of the month. Yeah. So let's do a fresh analysis. If you guys can, give the stream a like here and sub to the channel, please. Please and thank you. Okay, cool. Let's do this. So let's talk about gold here. You guys ready? Y'all ready? What up, Don Capo? Don Capo. Will's got skills in the house. Will's got skills, man. I'm seeing a lot of names I haven't seen in a little bit, man. Have you guys been here the whole time? Don't tell me you've been here the whole time, never saying hello or hi or anything like that. All right, well, if not, welcome back. Let's go ahead and jump into the top-down analysis here. So this is gold. This is the daily, the daily time frame here, and it looks like yesterday we closed bullish, right? So we did kind of create a support here, and that's pretty much the obvious, right? So let's just backtrack just a moment here so we can talk about gold, because we were recently just in this range. Let me make it a little bit smaller so it actually makes sense, right? So we're in this overall range here on gold daily time frame, right? So you had the resistances hanging out there, you had supports hanging out here, and this white zone here was basically the daily range that we were in for just a little bit, right? What happened was we got a fake out, right? So we got a fake out here on the daily time frame, and then the next candle just pushed straight up. Now that candle pushed up, it pushed up strong, it closed strong. The only issue is it didn't close with a wick. So we know that most likely the following candle is not going to be the candle to move up. That most likely it'll probably create a new support and then get boogieing, right? So what do you know, right? No surprise. The next candle closes bearish back in the range. And now yesterday's candle followed up with a bullish closure, and now we are sitting back above the range here, right? So if we're looking at ranges, we're talking about the white range and we're talking about the purple range. We are in the purple range, right? And where are we? Do we have room to go up? I think we do, right? I think we have a good amount of room to go up. This is our distance here. I would expect price to want to retest these highs now that we're pushing up and breaking through that resistance here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 4 hour here and see how the 4 hour can guide us a little bit. So it looks like we did get a closure. Yeah. So we got a closure above on the 4 hour chart right here. You have a 4 hour resistance. You also have support sitting really right here, and that's your 4 hour time frame. So you're pretty clean up until 50 here, right? 34.50, and then you got 34.77, which is going to be our main target there. So that's a pretty good range, right? Even up to 50 is about 200 pips, so more than enough for us to kind of take advantage of here today. Let's go ahead and see what the 1 hour is looking like. So 1 hour did close bearish there, so we closed bear with no bottom wick, which is great. You know what I mean? Either way, we don't want to take buys without a bearish closure when price has been moving up and up and up and up and up, right? We don't want to take, the last thing we want to do is trying to attempt a buy right there. That would be completely just stupid, right? Because price has already made such a big move. So we need a little bit of a pullback. So can we get a pullback here? Can we get a move down, right? And then a opportunity to buy off support here? Or will this move kind of stop right there with that bearish no bottom wick, give us a new closure above, and then I will be more than happy to take those buys, right? And that's one of the reasons why I try and tell you guys, try and stay out of the counter trend trades if you're not experienced in them, because this would be a counter trend trade here, right? The issue with the counter trend is you don't know how far it wants to go to retrace, right? So look, this one, ideally you can probably picture it coming down here, but it only came to here, right? Now it's paying attention to what's going on there. So yeah, so that move can always turn around on you. So always going with the trend is going to be your best bet. So if this candle can close above, I think we are golden here. 30-minute, this is our news candle. So we did create a beautiful support, but we got news right in our face here right now. So we do have support here. We have resistance here. We have plenty of range. Trust me, gang. We have plenty of range today. So support sitting at 34.16. Resistance is sitting at 34.24. Below 34.16 is super clean range, right? Coming all the way down. I would say, you know, most likely first stop would be like 34.04, and then you could see like, you know, 33.95 and all that, right? So I would say that's going to be our range coming down on sells if we do take sells. And then going up is just super clean. I think yeah, look at this. This is beautiful range here. So closures above 34.24. Yeah, we're in there like swimwear, man. That's a 190 pip range, nothing but clean traffic. Probably, you know, run into some partials and things like that around 34, where we may experience a bit of a pullback there. So yeah, let's see if we can get the closure. No need to rush anything. We've got amazing ranges here on gold today. So if we get the closures, you know, it's time to eat. Cool. So no trade range for me is going to be between 16 or 15 or whatever and 24. Is it 24? That'll be a no trade range for me. And then yeah, anything above that serves us well here. Man, actually the prior to news set us up pretty good with that support. Plus you had like a 15 celery and all that, but yeah. So, all right, cool. So that's it. That's my day. Pretty simple. You know what I mean? Just very, very straightforward. No trading in this range. Anything above there, though, all the way up to 44 is super clean. Anything below there coming down towards 04 and even 97 is all good money here for me. So I am very, very bullish on gold here today. So let's see how we can do. Price action screaming buys. And let's take a look at the news. News is also screaming buys, right? So yeah, possibly gold up here today. Bullish. I think we got a range 2 sells. Probably gonna wait for range 2 sells below here. Yeah, and then go from there. Let's take a look at that 4 hour. Yeah, probably range 2 sells. Daily bullish, 4 hour bullish. Yeah, pretty easy game today. Let's just wait, wait patiently and let price come to you. And when it does, it's got a lot of room to go. What up, DJ Scratches? Aaron in the house. I see what you did there. Time to eat, baby. Time to eat. Yeah, if the news wasn't out, maybe, get into like the celery, but this is what happens when you get into news trades, all right? Just all over the place. Little funky monkey. What up, Green? How we feeling? Every day I give you the opportunity, when I ask how you guys are doing and feeling, I give you that opportunity to throw something into the universe that'll act like a boomerang and come back and hit you later. So it's very important when people ask you how you're doing, you let them know, man, wonderful, fantastic, incredible, blessed, highly favored. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal. I remember I used to scare the daylights out of the guys at the gas station. They're like, hey, my friend, how are you doing? I'm like, phenomenal. How about you? They're like, what the heck? We never even heard that word before. I'm like, me neither. Me neither. I learned it 2 weeks ago. I've been using it ever since. Feeling like 99 billion. Let's go, Benji. Feeling blessed and highly favored. Amen. Because you will get in life what you feel in life. All right? Test me on that. Test me on it. Everything's feeling. Everything. What up, boys? Martine in the house. What's up, brother? DJ Scratches. C. Melly was popping, G. Pia Magnifico. Stephen B. at the headquarters. Big Daniel, that's my bodyguard for 3 days. How you doing? Daniel, I'm rocking all my ice, man. I'm rocking it all. I'm rocking my best gear, my ice. As long as I got Daniel with me, we're straight. OGH in the house. What up, brother? What up, Patrick? I seen you dancing with Aaron at the end there, man. Got that flow, man. You guys got that flow. I dig it. I dig it. Was down, but now how y'all feeling? Blessed? Awesome. Yo, Green, what's goody? How we doing today, man? Let's see what Green's answer is. How we doing, Green? How are you, bro? Already used all 3 of my trade attempts today. Down bad. Only here for the vibes. All right, man. We're gonna get some good vibes here today. I know it. Ooh, wow, look at this move down. Buyers are salty right now. Salty. But after we stop them out, we should get a closure above, and then we'll step in here and take a trade. In the office today, let's go. Man, this is my office right here. I was at the gas station a few minutes ago. I seen everyone getting ready for work. I'm like, I'm getting ready for work too, man. Hey, this is awesome. Blessed. Hey, quick message to all the elite members, current and previous. Please email us if you guys are going to be coming to the meeting and you can make it to the elite dinner on July 4th at around 9 p.m. Eastern. Please email us so we can send you an invite and put you on the guest list. Be ready to eat. I'll tell you that. We're going to live up to the time to eat name that night. Trust me. Yeah, so give us an email. I think only like 5 or 6 of you guys have reached out so far. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be more than that. You just don't know about it yet. So yeah, this is your message. What up, Traders X? Another elite member from the UK though. Are we going to see you in Tampa? I don't know. That's a trip. That's a trip right there. What up, Pablo? How's the instant funded compared to the eval? It's same stuff. You still got to show up, look for the best trades and stuff. You just kind of play around a little bit with the way the rules work and stuff. So this one's 20% as opposed to like 25% consistency. I'm digging it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not bad. Like, you can, when you do the math and stuff, it kind of you know, but when you give it time and money and you put all that into the equation, the elite, I mean not the elite, the instant might be a little bit better, especially if you're like a seasoned trader already and you're, you know, doing well at this point in your trading. Why not skip the whole like get evaluated, you know, process and all that? Because either way, you got to pay for the account, then you got to pay for the activation fee, and then it could take a week or 2 or even 3 to pass the combine, right, or the eval. So with all that time, you know, plus pretty much right around the same money, I'd rather shortcut it and just go straight to the money, you know. But they're gonna run a big promo, so I'm actually gonna try and lock in like 700,000 in capital with them. Yeah, and treat those accounts like very serious. Will I adjust the 30-minute to the 15? Probably not. Probably not. It just depends. If I'm going to take the trade based off the 15, like if I'm going to, like if a 15-minute candle closes right here, I won't take the trade. So like if the 30-minute's still open and the 15 closed and we close here, I won't take it. But if the 30 can close above, then I'll take that. Yeah, so it just depends on what time frame I'm getting the idea from. But right now I do like the 30-minute look, like the 30-minute idea, because we had news come out. I really don't want to trade it at 8:45. You know, I want to let that 1 hour candle close that news came out on, and then you know, see if we can get the breakout from there. That's all good, Traders X. The next one, brother. The next one. We're just happy to have you around, dude. Could you take a look at my chart? Yes. Yes, for sure. Any trades today? Yeah, we did. We took sells today in London session. Where were those sells at? I got a screenshot of it. Oh, I'm sorry. That was not in London, actually. My bad. That was in Asian sesh. Yeah, these ones right here. Wait, where'd that go? Oh, there they are. Okay, cool. Yeah, so right here, these are the sells that we took in Asian. Wait, I'm tripping. Honestly, I think it was London. I think it was London sesh. Yeah, I think it was right off the rip in London. My bad, my bad. Yeah, London sesh. So we had this breakout right there. Price pushed down so fast and then just ended up rejecting. Yeah. Yeah, we ended up, so we hit, I missed my partial TP by 1 pip. It was like sitting down here in this area, and missed it by 1 pip. So I ended up manually closing partials at that yellow line, and then like price just came back up and hit break even. Yeah, it actually on the 15-minute closed like doji, and then the next 15 came back down again, but not, you know, only to reject one more time. Yeah, so we closed, so 15-minute closure in the range here, so perfect, perfect. We don't need to rush this at all here. Yeah, it was so fast. It was like literally, we got on the stream at 1:30, and the sell stop was set at like 1:35, and it was activated by like 1:36.7. When do I sleep? I just slept for like a little bit. Yeah, I just slept for what, 4, 5, no, really 5, 6, 7. I just slept for like almost 3 hours, so I'm ready to go. Yeah, we ready to go. What do we got here, Mr. Justin? Some eggs. Got the eggs. Yeah, let's take a look at the NASDAQ here as well, and see what we can come up with. Let's go ahead to the daily. Daily's just non-stop here. So once again, just pushing, right? We got a couple little pullbacks, but that was about it. We've just about officially filled the wick now. So you know, I had a feeling that after this candle, we could still like slowly push up, right? We were starting to lose a lot of the volume there. And, you know, we finally just crept up here and filled that wick. So I'm not totally sold on the buys here anymore with N cube. I think you need some sort of strong 4-hour closure outside of like this whole range here. So you got a pretty high level of resistance sitting there, right? So we'll see what's going to happen. We did just break the lows there though, right? We broke the lows on the 4-hour. We're trying to come up. Either way, we're still just in a pretty consolidated, you know, range here on the 4-hour. So let's see what the daily looks like. Again, daily bullish, right? 4-hour trying to move bullish. Previous candles are both on the buying side here. You got a big rejection now, so we'll see how we kind of close up here in 12 minutes on the 1-hour. But so far, 30-minute coming back up here. A little choppy on the way up, so probably a 1-hour closure set this thing up here. Yeah, that'll also creep you in. I would assume that if this 1-hour candle closes bullish, right, that in the next 1-hour candle, you're going to see a huge move up. Huge move up. And that move will look something like this to probably go fill those wicks. Because within this 1-hour candle here, right, you're going to have a couple big things. So you have 9 a.m., right? You'll have 9:15 in here. You'll have 9:30 in here. So this is going to be a huge 1-hour candle. And if you close like inverted celery / like this big rejection here and break the highs, most likely, you know, these times are going to bring a lot of volume in. A lot of volume. But yeah, I would wait on the 1-hour closure here and then go from there. Need a Harley? You guys drive, someone here drives a Harley, right? What do you guys got? What kind of Harley? I used to love riding the Street Bob. The good old Street Bob. If there was another country that I would want to raise my kids in, what would it be? Pakistan! Pakistan, the greatest country in the world. The greatest country in the world. Oh, man. Would I have taken the celery plays on London sesh at 5 a.m.? Yeah. Yeah, that looked money. Anyone took those, congrats. Let me go back to gold real quick. Yeah, anyone who took those, congratulations. We were waiting on those. Oh, look at this little extra read all about it news coming out here now. Holy, right to the target. Straight to the target. How was pre-New York, guys? Did you guys just ranged, right, for the most part? Or just moved up, really? Look at this move. Look at this move. Green numbers. Holy green numbers here on the other news events here. Wow, we got mixed emotions. We got mixed emotions. Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with this. Nothing. Bleeder now, eh? Trump's getting a bit grumpy, man. He's getting grumpy. He don't like when people try and negotiate him. He said it's my deal or no deal. Yeah, there's probably a few things happening right now. So them buyers, man, them buyers. Just couldn't wait on news, could you? How many times are you going to go through it? Let this be the last time. Let it be the last. What do you think? What do you think? Repent. Repent. You know, I was thinking about taking a buy here, and there's nothing wrong with thinking about taking a buy here, but I didn't take a buy here, right? Because I logically thought, well, you know, news is coming out, and, you know, I certainly don't want to be in anything during the news, and, you know, from my past experience, that never tends to work out, and we're still in the range, so let me not do anything, right? So it's okay to think about getting in, but to actually, like, take action on that is where, you know, you gotta tighten up. Money moving like crazy. Repent and kiss the penthouse. You know those goals you had of getting your wife that penthouse? Well, you just pushed them back about 30 more days, man. And every time you make those silly mistakes, you just keep pushing them back. You know that goal you have to retire? To walk away from your full-time job, not because you're old, smelly, and gray, but because you got more money than you know what to do with, and you don't need the job anymore? You're pushing that back every time you break those plans. Every time you break the plan. But what's more important than that is you push back your own self-confidence, your own self-belief, because once again, you go, I'm not going to do something, and then you do it. And then that just tears you down more than any amount of money, more than any amount of, like, combines and evaluations. Because you're going to go in the mirror and you're going to go, why can't you just stick to what you say you're going to do, bro? Why? Right? And you don't want to feel that, man. You want to go to that mirror and say, you're a winner, dude. Everything you say, you do. You deserve success. You earned it, man. You earned it. So that way when it comes, you know, you know how to handle that. But you got to get over some of those things. It's okay to go through it, but go through it. Don't stay there, you know what I mean? And have that be the same mistake over and over and over and over again in your trading career, man. I let that go down for way too long. Literally let that go down for like 2 years of just wasted time, in a way, wasted money. Like, I didn't learn that many more lessons. You know, like, there was like a handful of things I was doing wrong, and it wasn't because I, like, kept doing them longer and longer that I learned them. Like, I knew what they were in year 1.5, but I just continued to do them. Now we wait for support? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's take a look at this 4-hour candle. So 4 hours still just ready to go up, you know what I mean? Nothing has no there's no technical signs that the 4 hour is not going up here. It's just making a lower wick now, right? So 1 hour, yeah, pushing down. This is where we would anticipate that move to come down to. So if we can kind of create this support now, that'll be yeah, that'll be looking good. Looking good. Yep, now we got all that range. So now we don't have to take our breakout here. We can start buying down here. Does that make sense? I know I'm talking to somebody here. I know I am. I know 99.99 billion of you all don't do any of that, but I know there's one person here that I'm talking to. How to recover from that feeling? You gotta sit down and have a word with the man in the mirror, bro. For real, like, no one else is going to be able to do it. We come here to drop gems every single day, every single session. But until you and the man in that mirror get on the same page, you know, sometimes it just continues to go in one ear and out the other. But once you lock in and partner up with yourself, right? A lot of people are looking outside. Once you partner with yourself, it's over, right? We are our worst enemy in most cases. You know, you ever heard the term self-sabotage? Get a notebook. Get a little pad, write down every single time you self-sabotage in any way whatsoever, and you'll notice you're not a good friend to you, right? And if you treated your friends like you treated yourself, you probably wouldn't have a lot of friends. So you have to be your own best friend, you know, especially as an entrepreneur. No one's going to really encourage you. No one's going to step in and say, well, you can do it, buddy. It's going to be okay. no one's going to do that for you, you know? So you have to learn to be your own best friend, and you have to learn to make those adjustments because you love yourself and you love your future and you want to get to where you desire, right? So it's just very straightforward like that, you know? That's just how it is. Every time I have the urge to trade, that's not a playbook. I just use the practice. Is it okay? I mean, yeah, it's better than doing it on a live account for sure. And then, you know, what's going to happen, Darius, eventually you're going to be like, why am I even doing this? like why am I even you're going to like no longer need to like, or I should say the urge won't be as strong anymore. Yeah, it won't be as strong because most likely if it's a lot of like plays that you're just kind of trying to get aggressive on, that they're not playbook, you'll probably like, I'm not trying to say you'll lose them, but they probably won't go as planned, like, because it's not a playbook position. So eventually you'll probably just be like, why am I even, you know, what's the point, you know? And then probably just stop doing that overall. But yeah, if you have to do that right now, highly recommend anything that you got to do to put yourself in position to win. Never feel embarrassed about that. Do what has to be done, and then eventually, you know, through time you'll lose the urge. Nice, dude. This is clean. White, man, white. A white bike. Solid. How do I draw the beautiful candles? I've had some years of experience now with the candle drawing, but I use zoom annotations. Zoom. Hey, what's going on here? There we go. Cool, man. Cool. So 30 closures are looking clean. You know, you got this bit of an observation zone now on the 15, where you kind of have like this previous support, right? So like if you get a 15 closure back above, let's say we got rid of this because we already know that the previous zone's up there, we get rid of this, right? We already plowed through all that, and let's say like we start messing around in between this range here. If you get a closure back above, that's probably going to be the 4 hour now ready to go, right? And so 4 hour now officially made a steep bottom wick, and then 9:15 9:30 should take us back up here. Yeah, but we need price action to line up there because all the news is all mixed up and so everything's all over the place. Good morning, SimZ. How we doing? Good to see you. Took a small loss at the highs, so I hear you loud and clear. Perfect, man. Perfect. Yeah, you know, and remember, losses are lessons, right? So next time you see that, take it again and take it again and take it again and take it again, and then just see what results does that get you. You know what I mean? And then, because that's kind of like how I worked it. I would trade before news and all that, and it would be the perfect setup, but it would never work out, or it would only work out sometimes. So I just thought, you know what? Like, trading in front of the news, it's pointless, right? I could just not take a trade that day or find a good trade later on, you know, so. Okay, cool. So we did close below here. So if we get a fake out now, everything looks golden. Yeah, that's the 1 hour closure too. So 1 hour closing right at this level. That was, by the way, when we did our breakdown, that was really our target, right? Which was this 3403 level. So now I think obviously sellers are going to probably be holding this, right? Trying to get down to the lows there. But that 4 hour, as long as it, you know, starts pulling back, this thing's actually still bullish along with the daily, right? So if you get a closure back above, that would be perfect. Some sort of like closure that looks something like this would be amazing, like steep wick to the bottom. And then we take buys here at 9:15 on the break of the highs. Have the same win rate in demo. I have every journaling every trade, but I'm not able to do it on real. I don't know why. Please explain. That's you know, you're gonna have to find out why, you know. So those are questions that you got to ask yourself. You know, the question why is one of the, if not the greatest question on planet Earth, right? So that's a question that you're going to have to ask yourself. Why can you not do that, right? Why? What is it that's taking place, right? If you have a consistently profitable win rate on a demo, but you for some reason cannot apply that on a live account, then there's something there outside of technicals. There's something there outside of trading, right? There's most likely something psychological there. So you have to dial that in and figure that out and enjoy that, right? Enjoy that. I mean, that's self-discovery is one of the greatest things in the world. So if you could begin to understand why you do what you do and why you operate the way you operate, you'll actually come to realize that it's just simple code. You've been programmed, you know, by your parents, by the school system, by the government, right, by your environment, and that's all code. And we know that we can rewrite code, right? So what happens is you're gonna have to understand, why do I think like that? Oh, you know what? My mom always told me money's not easy to come around. Now that I'm thinking about it, my mom always said, money's not everything. Money doesn't grow on trees. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you might have you might have grown up in an environment that was negative towards money, right? Versus someone else who grew up in an environment and their mom and dad told them, son, daughter, we always have more than enough. We're abundant. Money comes to us in increasing quantities. You're special. You're worthy. You can do it. You're amazing, right? So everyone grows up in a little bit of a different environment, you know what I mean? And a lot of these things that come from a mental standpoint, psychological standpoint, all are based off of the foundations of how we've been raised, our life prior to trading, and, you know, what we come into this game with. So that's the challenge, and enjoy that challenge, you know? Seek self-discovery and answers from within, and really that requires thinking, but we all know that thinking is what gets us rich. It's not working anyway, so enjoy the thinking. Monthly fib, still on the monthly fib. Do I think you should trade if the setup's there with Trump? And yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, the only way we make money today is if we take a trade, right? So the only way to make money is to put a trade on, right? So we don't know if we're going to make money on that trade. Like the next trade, I have no idea. I have no clue, right? It could be exactly what I drew up, and I could say, okay, perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. I have no idea if that's going to be a winner or a loser. So, but one thing I do know is if we don't execute, we don't know, right? So the game is, when the edge shows up, execute, and then just live with the result. When the edge is not there, stay out, you know, stay put. Buckins in the house. What up, brother? A lot of names here today, man. If you haven't said hello and said hi in a minute, say hello, say hi. I like to know who's here with me, man. I know we got a lot of people here from the very jump, and I literally appreciate you guys so much. But some of you guys are a little quiet in the chat, you know? Yeah, shout out to all the ones who've been here shout out to all you guys. But there's some of you guys who are quiet who have been with me since, like, we started this thing. Because, you know, I don't want to... Sometimes I think of you guys, you know, and I go, man... I hope that person's doing great, you know, I hope they're doing good, but little do I know you might be on the stream every day. I just don't realize it. We come with fear. Yeah, you come with all sorts of baggage, man. You know, again, some kids are going to come well equipped and well prepared. Some aren't, you know, and that's why you can't judge someone else's journey, you know, someone else's story. You have no idea where they began, right? Or how it all started and where they are on that journey. So, you know, comparison really hurts us because we don't truly know what we're comparing ourselves to, right? What the history of that individual is. We need you as president? Hey, president. I don't know, man. That'd be a hefty job. So like even me myself, why do a lot of people get into streaming yet they don't last, right? Or they can't hold the attention, they can't provide the value. See, like I came into the game already well equipped in personal growth and development, leadership, people skills, things of that nature, business, right? So it probably came a little bit easier to me because I was already doing this type of stuff. I was already speaking on stages, right? Prior to me ever getting involved in trading. But for someone who never did anything like that, right? And they're just like, they're still shy to call Chinese food and make the order, right? Like they're probably going to have a little bit of a tougher, not that they can't make it, because they certainly can. They're just going to have a little bit of a tougher journey, right? Because they got to go through some hoops that maybe I had already been through, 10 years ago. Buzz Blab in the house. Let's go. My boy. Nico in the building. Nico was here when I was still a little nervous, right, Nico? I'd be like, catch me whistling. He'll catch me whistling. He's like, yo, you want to stop whistling? I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry. Stop. Hey, what's your name? I don't know. I forgot my name. Even me, you still get those. You still get those little butterflies. I heard a saying. It's like butterflies aren't bad when you know how to get them in the right formation. So there's nothing wrong with being nervous. There's nothing wrong with any of that. That just shows that you care about what you're doing. So, yeah, don't like shy away from things that you're a little scared to do. Most likely, the benefit you're looking for is on the other side of that fear. Been watching about 2 years. Got you my AirPods. Ben Bennett in the house. Let's go. Summit Capital. Yes, sir. Good to see you. Cookie. Midas Touch. Oh, man. All right, we're throwing it back now. I see Moozamil here. Moozamil, have you been here the whole time? Who remember? You guys got to remember Moozamil. I mean, that's legendary right there. Epic. What's up, Michael? Following me for a year now. Amazing. Starting to see progress. Beautiful. Found success, becoming profitable. Just recently quit my job. Amazing, brother. Congratulations. That's a huge victory. You guys remember me coming up on this platform in 2023, and our main goal, I understood how blessed freedom really was to be able to spend every day doing it how I wanted. Before I started the live stream, I was already doing that, and one of my big goals was to share this philosophy with others so that they potentially could get free as well and walk away from their jobs. And it's just been amazing how many of those stories have come across the desk here at this point, where we have people walking away from their full-time jobs or getting their wife out of their full-time job. Things are starting to click trading, and it's just like, damn, God did. I'm here 4 times a day, Mr. Lopez. Yes, sir. Days when you were in a bit of a losing streak, how would you get yourself out of it? Once I matured as a trader, I just took it day by day. It sucks. Sometimes you're going to run into those losing streaks, and I think your first losing streak prepares you for the rest of them. And I'm not talking about your first losing streak like when you don't know what you're doing. I'm talking about like after you've officially established like a legitimate trading business, and you're mature and you don't make stupid mistakes anymore, and then you go through a real losing streak. Because really February was the first real losing streak that I went on ever since like finding the light in a way in my trading. So it was you just have to perceive things. Remember I told you guys, like, the greats have this ability to always see life with the glass half full, always see it in an optimistic type of approach, right? So I did the same thing, and I started thinking about, what? Every single 8-figure trader I've listened to has said the same thing, that they went on these big losing streaks, and this is how they handled them, and this is what they did. So where most people were walking around with their head down, I was walking around with my head up, and I was honored. I started walking around saying it's an honor and a privilege to go through a losing streak like this, just like the rest of the greats did before me, right? Just like all the 8-figure traders did. So I just welcomed it. I welcomed it. From a trading standpoint, I sized down a little bit. I closed some trades early. I wanted to get a couple green days stacked up in my favor. I let the month end, and then we got right back to it, and we had one of the most successful years of my life, you know, that year. So TDR Tactical, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. You hang out on the ASFX streams? Yeah, I haven't had Austin up here yet. Following all the way from Kenya. What's going on? What's going on? This candle's doing exactly what we want it to do, right? Nice big rejection here. So this is all looking pretty clean. We got 9:15 coming up here. So we got a 15 closure about to go down. We got a 30-minute closure in about 17 minutes. So everything's shaping up for these longs to potentially play out now. There he is, Moozamil. Woozamil. Hey, you're a real OG if you remember the whole like W like name thing. Juani Gems in the house. I like to call him Juan. That's Juan right there with the Pablo Escobar mustachio. How you doing?
Damn. How you doing?
Damn. I'm broke. How we feeling, brother?
Bobbing, bro. Feeling amazing, bro. How you feeling?
I am feeling rich, bro. Very rich, very wealthy, very healthy, very abundant. I just feel like everything I want wants me more than I want it, and it just comes to me in increasing quantities on a continuous basis, just over and over and over, and just continues to blow my mind, dude.
Dude, facts, bro. Honestly, that's awesome. Same here, bro. Let's go.
Yeah,
Love to hear that. Glad to hear you're doing amazing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up, chat? Today's plan, shave the mustache.
Shave the stash. Oh, man. Should we get a poll going? Should
Nah,
we
I
get
think
the
we
poll
know what chat
popping?
thinks.
Really? Chat thinks you should shave it?
I don't know, actually, so you can do the poll if you want. What's up, chat? How you doing? Good morning.
I think you should grow it at the length of Chala's mustache.
I was thinking that too.
Who gets the better stash, Chala or Johnny Gems? Who can
That's
grow
the
the better
competition.
stash? I don't know. Chala's got
tough.
some muscle to it.
I think Chala's in first place, bro. I'm in second right now.
He's got some oomph on that. These days.
Came just in time for 9:30.
Yeah, you did. So I would like the 15 to close above. If it doesn't, then I have no problem waiting on this 30 closure, and then the 30 can close bullish, then that's our cue. That's our call right there to step in. This trade will have our name all over it. So ideally, like, that's going to be the move. Remember, there's a lot of clean range moving up on gold today, so this could be like a big runner here too today.
Yeah, facts, bro. Setting up nicely. Been waiting on a support since BrianY here.
Shout out to the clubhouse squad. YouTube, when are you gonna come join us? When are you gonna come join us here, man? We got 6 pages of straight up 8-figure traders right here right now. Holy W, bunch of winners, man. It's so cool to be just with each other 3-4 times a day, like on a, like, again, collective consciousness is at work in a major way. That's why the newest person is almost just walking right into success without really understanding how. It's because the collective consciousness of all of us is at work, and the laws of the universe are in our favor, and all that sounds a little spooky and hocus pocus, but it's not. You know, it's the way the world works and the way the game goes. Well, I don't think like that. Well, how much what you got going on? You know, what you got going on?
No, you're so right, bro.
Let me get Johnny Gems up here so you guys don't think I'm talking to the sky. Is that the voice of God himself? Hold on one sec.
Another session, be patient and disciplined.
Here's your message from God. Go ahead.
It's another session, be patient and disciplined to the plan.
Oh, man. How you feeling, brother? Good to see you, man.
Dude, I'm amazing, bro. Feeling blessed and highly favored, bro. Good to see you as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. Ready to execute on some edge here.
Yeah, me too. Billy's lost and Billy's found.
What's up, Bill? What's up, Bobby?
Where's Magnus? Magnus is suffering from a little bit of a gym injury, gang. So we got one of our teammates a little down right now. So if you guys can keep Magnus in your prayers, and he's dealing with a little bit of a back injury. They had to actually look at his spinal cord and all that. So he's in the hospital, but I think he's good to go. I talked to him last night, and he should be go. But keep the big dog in your prayers, and yeah, he should be good to go in no time. Godspeed, Godspeed.
Godspeed, God's plan, yes, sir.
But he should be back next week. We'll hold it down for him, though. We'll hold it down. We've got last two out of the 3 London last 3 London sessions we took trades. All Monday and Tuesday winners. Today was kind of a winner. Yeah, some people took a win, some people got break even. So we're holding it down. We're holding it down for him, for the Viking. Yes, amen, amen.
God, the Viking.
Yeah. Where do you get the 409.2 level from? I think that was on the 15. Yeah, the 15 right there. So I want to see a 15 closure back above that range. So that'll put us back in that zone there, and then we should be good to run that up at 9:30. 4 hour, I believe, never broke any lows, right? I don't think we have anything to worry about. Nope. So yeah, 4 hours. So the thing about the 4 hour candle is this low can come all the way down here and still be valid for buys, right, on that pullback coming back up there. So yeah, I think we're still in good position to take buys right now. Look at all this clean range. I mean, we've got a massive range coming up here, all the way up towards like 44 there. So we should fill that wick at 9:30 if we get that bullish closure we're looking for, and then we should make our way up to 44, and then who knows, we might even be able to get higher today. I don't know. But my original target, if we take buys from 09, is obviously going to be 24, and then that's where most of my trade's going to come off, and then the rest of it can just run to like 44-ish. I searched for God and found myself. I searched for myself and found God. Well, the great master himself told us where the kingdom of heaven is and where to search. So that makes sense. You do know most people say they worship the master, but the master ain't worried about that. The master gave us some words, right? And a lot of people don't really follow those words. So focus on the master. Pakistan.
Damn.
I'm done, man. I'm done.
That's too funny.
Yeah, Max will be back soon. Yep. Yeah, that's John's UFC debut right there. Yep.
That's funny.
All right, cool. This is looking good here.
Getting breaking the highs now.
How many green days in May? We gotta take a look. May, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, and then one red day, which is the last day, which is the last day of May. Yeah, last day. I'm actually happy we took that loss that last day of May, so we can get that out of the way. We're doing pretty good throughout that whole month after that first week. Unfortunately, I wasn't trading like funded accounts. Some of those days I was trading evaluation. So yeah.
Worked out perfectly for you.
Anything in pre-London? Pre-New York? No, nothing in pre-New York, right?
No, nope. We were just trending up.
Yeah, that was it. Just to move up. All right, lovely. Broke the 15 high there, which is good. Now this closure is the next step. There's no master. Let's call him teacher. Let's call him teacher instead. In buys already? Nice. John's the Khabib.
Too funny.
You know, that's hilarious, dude. Hey, Aaron, how we feeling?
Aaron.
What's poppin'?
Good, bro.
Great elite call yesterday, man. Great job. Aaron crushing it, man. Crushing it. Another one making good decisions now. Finally partnered up with himself. Right, Aaron, there was a time where you weren't partners with yourself, and you kind of self-sabotaging, but once you start enjoying that process and building that relationship with you and making decisions that your future self will thank you for, your self-worth begins to rise, your confidence begins to rise, your discipline gets easier, everything just starts moving in your favor.
Good job, Aaron.
Hell yeah. They thought the money would have changed them. They thought the money would have changed them. Full port buys. Yeah, let's get ready to cook this challenge.
I've been up here.
Cook it.
6 minutes, then we can full par buys.
Full port. Can I explain the drawings? Yeah, so buys are going to be above here. So basically, let's just run through this real quick. So let me get rid of everything real quick. So if you guys just got here, right? So the 4 hour is bullish. The daily here is bullish. We created support on the daily. Therefore, if we have now continue moving up, right, then we should potentially fill that wick to the left-hand side and, possibly even tap into... I ain't even worried about all that, right? But the wick there has got my attention. So that's kind of what I'm looking to target here. We're bullish on the daily. This is our last session of the day. So if we're going to make a move here, it's most likely going to happen here in the New York session, right? Now, the 4 hour kind of supports that idea, right? Because the 4 hour has also closed strong bullish, creating a support. And more importantly, if we look left, we have closed above the range here. So there's a range sitting right here. Right, and we've officially closed above that. Oh, let me do it this way. Officially closed above that range, right, with this candle right here. So as long as the low of this 4 hour respects the low of the previous one, then there's a very high chance that if we get a breakout on the lower time frame, a bullish signal, that this 4 hour candle will begin to move up, flip bullish, and then start to ride that move up again. Right, clean traffic coming into that. That's that wick fill on the daily that I told you guys about. So that's my target right there. So bullish on the daily, bullish on the 4 hour. The 1 hour is pulling back here. So when I'm looking at the 1 hour chart, I'm looking at where did we come from? So we came from this ultimately we came from this range right here. So what we're possibly doing now is we're breaking and retesting, right? So you have a break through the range, you have a retest of the range, and then a potential move back up here, right? So that's kind of the idea, is that we're starting to reject that zone now. The 1 hour is starting to go back down here now, but if we can start moving up and we break that 1 hour high, that should lead to that next leg up, right? So let's go mark off that high so we know where it's at. So now that we're looking at the 30-minute time frame, you have the 30-minute time frame where you just have clean range. You don't have much to go base anything off of until we get down to the 15. Once we get down to the 15, now we see, hey, look, that high matches up with this zone here. So if we can get a closure back above the zone, on top of that, break the 1 hour high, start to move up on the 4 hour, that's going to make for a great trade during high volume time while 9:30 is here, right? So that's pretty much the idea. We broke the highs there. I did not want to enter on an impulse trade, just not the time here. But if we do get this closure, then that's where I'm going to step in and look to target that wick fill and see if we can keep running.
Beauty. W plan, bro. Just trading the playbook based on our technical analysis.
Yeah. So we got 2 minutes. So, you know, plenty of time here. But the impulse, you know, it's not ready. You know, you don't have the good volume yet. So that break of the high, I don't think is that valid.
I would say it's more of an aggressive approach, aggressive entry there.
It is.
Versus waiting for the confirmation candle is more conservative.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
Someone say full port. Yeah. What happened to Wix? I did not. What happened to Wix? Are you a student of Raja? I am. Yeah, look at market fluidity right here.
Raja.
Yeah, I learned from Raja basically from 2021 up until to this day, in a way, you know, to this day. I don't really watch much of his stuff anymore because now I've got my thing dialed in, but my thing is his thing with a couple of my, you know, little tweaks and adjustments from my own experience.
And data, yeah, facts.
Yeah, my own data and stuff.
That's all we trade, breakouts and retests.
That's it, pretty much.
That's it.
You're welcome, Adam. You're welcome. Raja's a student of Nick.
See, Melly, what's up, brother? Let's go. We're locked in for Sunday.
Yes, sir. Golf this Sunday. I'm with it.
Oh,
we're locked in.
Can't wait, bro.
We're playing at that course or what?
I'm looking forward to it.
This electric. This is not a slow dance. All right, what's Goldie up
Come
to?
together, then we praying whole hands.
Pulled pork? Wait, what? Who?
Speaking of pulled pork, I'm grabbing on some pulled chicken tonight.
Oh,
actually,
snap.
pulled barbecue chicken.
All right.
I remember when Anna made it for us that one time we visited, remember?
Gas.
Bro.
So I'm curious to see if this candle is going to close above here too. Let's see. Because if it closes above there, I think the impulse is still good. Right? If you re-break that high there. So that next 30 minutes, like an inverted impulse trade on the 30. Because if we're going to wait for a bullish confirmation for 9:30, we're most likely going to see that at the end of the candle. So we're most likely not going to get a nice, cute support, right? When you got all this volume coming in. So let's just see. Let's just see how we close here in 10 seconds. If we close below, then the impulse is probably off. If we close above, then, you know, it might be on. Yeah, closure below. Wait. So probably not going to take that. Yeah, I don't like the 1 hour either for sells. Yeah, sells aren't that good either. So I think we got to wait. We got to wait 15 minutes here.
That's fine.
Yeah, so if 9:30 to 9:45 can either close like this or close like that, that will set us up here.
15 more minutes, that's light, bro. Some of us are waiting 20 hours for $18. You know, I think we could wait 15 minutes for
20 hours.
Here, maybe.
You mean 1 hour?
I mean, I'm sorry. Some of us are waiting 1 hour for $20 when we can be waiting 15 minutes for a couple hundred here. So yeah, 15 minutes.
Very
late.
true. That is true.
Yeah, just don't even listen.
Yeah, so I don't really like the shorts that much. We've also been driving down for quite a bit. I'm still bullish on the daily. I'm still bullish on the 4 hours. So taking sells here would go against my plan. So I'll be waiting for, you know, a bullish closure or a range 2 below there, which is my original plan from when we got here today. Yeah, 15 celery might not be bad, but yeah, we got to wait on the 15 here. Send the PJ for TK. Hey, yo.
TK, let's get TK. Bro, TK, imagine working 20 hours for 20 bucks. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
That's looking clean, though. We get support here. I like this.
Yeah. Me too.
London, we were waiting on resistance. Pre-NY, New York, we're waiting on supports now.
Yep.
That's how you pivot. That's how you pivot based on your technical analysis bias.
Yeah, and that's how you pivot like session by session too.
Exactly.
It's no surprise when you have a previous daily candle that closed like this. It's no surprise that you're looking for sells in Asian and in London, right? And then buys come New York, because usually during Asian and London, price going to take time on the daily to create that lower wick. And then once New York session comes in, if price wants to move bullish, that's where you're going to get that bullish move there. So we looked for sells in Asian in London. We took sells in London, and now we're looking for buys here. The shorts aren't what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that. $2. How many contracts? I don't know. Depends on the stop. Anywhere from 2 to 5, probably, I'd say. Buy, then go to sleep. Yeah, that might work too. All right, just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Patience. 9:45, second half at 9:30 volume. I like it. Yeah, but what's good, chat? How y'all feeling? What's good, Clubhouse? What's up, YouTube? Yo, for real, TK, that would be trash. Buy then go to sleep. Yeah, not a bad idea. Are you looking at NQ today? Yeah, Laura, I'm not sure about Nick, but I'm gonna look at NQ pretty much once 10 a.m. Once it's like 10 a.m., I'm gonna start looking at NQ. Kind of stay out for the 9:30 craziness on NQ as of now. Signed up for the Clubhouse? Let's go, man. Nice, bro. You won't regret it. Trust me, you're gonna love that. One of the best decisions you'll make, dude. Surround yourself with winners, like-minded individuals. It's honestly gonna help you out tremendously in your journey. Well, 30 minute may not want to hold here for the next 25 minutes, but hey, we can catch these buys off the 15 minute, right? We can get the support formed on the 15 minute and then take our buys coming up, which would be lead us into the 30 minute, not waiting for that support, that confirmation candle. Because if we get on the 15 minute, we got our confirmation candle there, so we don't necessarily need it on the 30 minute because they can lead into each other. Yeah, where's Rafia? Yeah, not too sure. I'm sure he'll pop in here any moment. He's probably having like a pretty busy week outside of trading, I'm sure. I know he's got a wedding to attend as well this week, so it's probably a little busy. There, what's up, Crazy B? How long have I been trading? I started getting into trading like late 2020. I started to learn. I took my first course late 2020. Started getting really serious. Start of 2021. So right around that time. So like 4.5 years about. Maybe a little less than 4.5 years. What's up, Yasan? Good morning. Did anyone take the aggressive entry on the break of the high? On the break of the previous 30-15 high? What's up, George? It's good. What's up, YOLO Trader? Nice couple of you. Cool, cool. Best of luck to y'all. On the combine, nice. Awesome. On the MGC. Cool. What's up, Connor the Great? How old am I? I'm 20. I just turned 20 in April. "20 years young." 20 years young.
Oh, very nice. Looking good.
Yep.
Looking good.
And up nicely.
Did I hear you guys saying something about Rafi? I think he's traveling. Or he has a wedding, so I think he's traveling this week.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Johnny Gems, 20. Imagine, chat. Could you imagine what time? What was it? 14 or 15, where you started trading?
Just before I turned 15.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
You could say 15. Yeah.
This is my science project, chat. This is my science project. So now I was coming up in my own game, on my own journey. I say, you know what? I'm going to pour everything into this guy. And he was young at the time, and I was like, maybe I can reprogram his code. And I certainly did.
Yeah, bro.
So.
Thank you, bro. Shout out Nick. I'd be screwed without Nick, so shout out Nick. Big dubs.
Got you, brother.
Don't
you
know
know
where
I got
I'd be
you.
without Nick. Yeah, man. He reprogrammed my mind to think a little differently because I wasn't thinking like this before, so you saved me.
Well, what's really nice is I got him before the world really got him. You know what I mean? If you try and rewire your brain and you ever try and you ever hear the term like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? Or like anyone that's been like in their 40s, 50s, it's a lot harder for them to rewire the brain than it is for like a 13-year-old kid, right? Who hasn't really been immersed in the world yet. So I think that was the best part, is just getting to him young and flipping the programming so that it would benefit his future versus take away from it.
Facts, bro. Yeah, you pulled a Morpheus on me. Seriously.
I did. Come on, chill out, Gold, chill out. We unplugged them, right? Yeah, we unplugged them.
Yeah.
Hey, if I didn't do it, I don't know who would.
Dude, facts, bro. Super grateful. I'll always be grateful for Nick. Wouldn't be anywhere where I am today without Nick. Yep. Lindsay, my birthday is April 6th.
April 6th.
That's cool. Me and your son are the same age. That's fire.
Hey.
It's pretty cool.
How come Top One keeps switching their rules? Because we just keep taking money from them, So they're a new company, so they gotta make it work so that they're still a sustainable business, but then they could also pay traders out. So in the beginning, you're gonna have to, play around with the rules a little bit, and you're gonna be like, holy crap, traders are really taking advantage of us here, and maybe we should put that rule in, and maybe we should give this up. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of moving pieces when you're starting a business like that. You obviously want to be sustainable so you can continue to run the company. But if traders are running you dry, then obviously that ain't going to work. So it's about that balance. It's about how do we make it, fair enough to where traders could still take payouts, but also, not run us out of business. So, that's to get, you play with the prop firms. That's the game you're playing. I wouldn't say they're scams. I just say that's the game. You know what I mean? Like, that's the game. It's not a scam. It's everyone knows everything up front. So it's your choice to play it, right? And if you're going to play it, then obviously a game is meant to be difficult, right? The game always designed to win. So you have to strategically come up with a plan to pull profits or win the game, right? So, there is no scams, right? There's just, do you decide to participate in it, and will you come up with a strategy to milk it, right? That's it. That's pretty much the game. 54 years young? Yeah, let's get it. Getting rewired, baby. Getting rewired.
That's what I like to hear. Yo, N.I. Scott, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, Nick's leadership has been an incredible impact on my life. So I've been grateful to use that as an example.
God is great.
Thank you.
Thank God for Mr. V.
All the time.
Thank God for my mentor. Because if it wasn't for him instilling it in me, I would have never, ever have been able to instill it in Johnny Gems.
God is good.
43 years young. Let's get it. 40s?
Yo,
I can't wait to get into my 40s. 40s like prime time.
All right. Yo, C. Melly, thank you for that, bro. Appreciate that, my man. Makes my day, bro. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been pretty awesome, man. Imagine getting into trading at 14, 15. Any of you guys that are young right now, don't take it for granted. Don't say, well, I still got time.
We talked about that.
Yeah, just get to it. You know what I mean? Get busy. Get your lifestyle going. And then that time that you have to make excuses could be the time that you're living your dream.
Yeah. If I didn't start then, I would not be out here on my own in Florida trading full time, right? So you got to start now, right? The first best time to start was 10 years ago, right? The next best time to start is right now, today. So, and Nick, we even talked about that too. I remember when I was 15 years old talking to you, you were like, dude, you got to start now. Imagine in 4 years, where you're going to be at if you start now. And that definitely made an impact on my decisions.
4 years later, here we are. Or is it 5 years?
Sir. I think it's four and a half or so, but same mindset too right now. Like, where am I going to be in the next 5 years? Making the right decisions today. So same process, just scaling it up now.
Facts. Every decision you make in life is a seed that gets planted towards your future. So you got to make sure you're planting good seeds. Open to long, nice. Yeah, I think the longs are gonna work out well here. 4 hour coming back up now. Daily getting bullish again. 1 hour starting to break its own high. 30-minute coming up, breaking the previous high. 15-minute doing the same. So yeah, I'm gonna have a buy stop here once this candle closes, and just need a lower wick. And then once we get that lower wick, I'm in there. Yeah, the buy stop's gonna be on the break of probably the break of the high here. This current candle high.
Like it. Current candle stops too? You said?
Yeah, current candle stops.
Yeah.
Previous candle entries.
Yeah, I like that.
Time flies, man. Time flies. Where are you going?
Are you disappearing, Gold?
Where are you going, Gold? What are you doing?
I got the buy right here. Disappearing.
All right, so let's see if we can get a lower wick here. I'm not too concerned, honestly, with that little support there. Now that we have everything working in our favor, like direction-wise. The entry may still have to be on the break of the highs, though. So that's the only issue, is we may have to, be a little bit late to the party here, unless this candle wicks up first, creates a high, and then comes back down. And if we could do that, then we could probably have an entry somewhere down here where that high is. But until then, I gotta leave it here. That's awesome. Let's go. W. And you probably didn't waste those 25 years. You may look at them, but I bet you they built you. Like whatever way you want to look at it, those years build us, and they either, teach us lessons, or, either way we learn lessons, whether it's from good things or bad things. So yeah, sometimes those things have to direct you to become the person you need to be. And then maybe, by the way, like, it wasn't even your fault, right? It wasn't even, you were just a product of environment or a product of circumstances and things like that, right? So, you know, as long as once you come to grips and you start setting a plan to move forward in life, it doesn't matter like who you are, what you've been through, how old you are, like, you know, that mind can rewire itself and you can go out and do amazing things. You could be a major impact around the world. Look at Colonel Sanders. That was his name was? Colonel Sanders? Yep. Man, that dude was trying to cook up that chicken for years. For years. And then he sold the recipe at, what, like 50 something? 60, 70. I don't even know what he was. I forgot. Yeah, teach your kids early. Teach your kids very early. Like, I didn't get to John to 13, and that was still very early. But imagine me, I'm getting to my kids at birth. Right at birth, I'm whispering the promises over their life immediately when they were born. All three of them. Told them that they are fearfully and wonderfully made. Whispered in their ear. Told them that they're designed but for greatness. Right, the moment they came into this world here. So, can we get a juicer? Yeah, maybe here, YOLO trader. Maybe.
I smell a juicer coming in here.
Yeah, me too. 10 years from now, we're going to still be on top. Right, Claytech?
Hell yeah.
We'd be on a different planet. Dudes would be hanging out trading on Mars. Alright, let's peep NQ here real quick while gold is stalling. Wow. Up, down. NQ's like, I lift things up and put them down. I lift things up and put them down. My goodness. Yeah. My goodness. 4 hour, look at that. Sheesh. Oh, whoops. 4 hour, crazy. Oh, damn, I almost ruined the whole operation here. Alright, back to gold. NQ, I'm not really interested whatsoever. Doesn't look that good. But goldy. I mean, worst case too, we wait on, we wait for that 1 hour if we have to.
Right.
Yeah, if you close below, then this changes everything, right? This changes everything because now you broke the highs, you closed below. Maybe the 4 hour doesn't want to move up, right? Maybe the daily won't move up anymore today. So, yeah, gold's playing tricky here. That would also be a 15 range 2 breakout as well. So, yeah, we might have to switch that bias. Yeah, I think regardless, I'm going to delete this order now. Yeah, so I'm going to delete that and yeah, wait for some more information. You get the 1 hour closure here and all that. You got 1 hour, 4 hour, everything closing in 10 minutes. 4 hour closure. Because look, if that 4 hour now closes bearish, right? We flip this whole thing around because now the 4 hour ain't bullish, it's bearish, right? And if we're closing below now on the 15, then chances are, we can come down towards like 93 here on that next 4 hour candle, right? So if the 4 hour candle, if we stay in the range here, where is it? If we stay kind of right around here and we get this steep top wick, which is going to be the new 4 hour candle, then most likely, we'll see a move down. Yeah, starting to look like sells here, this range 2 breakout.
Waiting for that support and then the break and close below support range 2.
Yep. Interesting day here. Interesting day.
Then we can really, with that 4 hour closing bearish, now we have a 4 hour fake out and the daily rejecting resistance, so we can really focus on those sells now.
Yeah, and at the same time, the daily candle is right in this resistance area here, right? And we rejected it. So yeah, that makes sense.
It's all about putting the 4 hour and daily together to make your bias, honestly.
Gold running us around here today. Wow.
Like every day, bro. What's new?
Nasty Gold playing tricks, playing some tricks. How does range 2 work? So range 2 would work simply like we wouldn't take these sells. So remember the 4 hour was bearish, right? So until this 4 hour candle closes, we are technically still bullish based off of the previous candle, right? So we were anticipating this candle potentially make a lower wick, flip bullish, and follow suit here, right? Along with the daily. But if we're going to take a sell in this case, we don't want to take a sell while the 4 hour could potentially move back up after creating that lower wick. So if we're going to take sells, we don't want to take these ones right here, basically these guys right here. So you had this range closure below. We want to avoid those and see if like we get a fake out or anything here, like if a candle closes back above. But notice how we never did close back above. So we are respecting that zone for now, right? So as long as we remain below here, and now if we get this new closure, now you have an official range 2. So we wouldn't take the first range, which was right here. So let's say this is range 1, right? And then this, now that you have a support here, now you have range 2 down here. So we would be looking for a range 2 breakout going against that 4 hour time frame. But now that the 4 hour is potentially closing up here, right? And we're going to close bearish, we don't necessarily need a range 2, you know, it's going to play out anyway, but we don't necessarily need it now. Now we could just take the clean breakout. We're no longer going against that 4 hour. We're going in favor for it, and that'll kind of put us in the direction, you know, that we need to be in. Yeah, you got this 30-minute celery look too. My one issue is this zone right here that I've been just paying attention to all session.
Yeah, not Paul. I once I knew I was going to be a trader, I definitely didn't care about school. Yeah, I was just, you know, getting by at that point, you know, just going through the system to just pass, you know, for my mom. She wanted to see me graduate, so
I did it for my mom's beat.
did it for my mom. But yeah, no. Once I knew I was a trader, school was secondary to me, you know.
He wasn't going to go waste 4 or 5 years of his life, though, to go to college and take on 60 grand in debt for his mom, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The graduation was something, you know, not all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Dear Mama, Louis G. All the teachers and the guidance counselors told me to go to college, though, so.
My mom's lit now. She's like, yeah, I had no idea what I was talking about. And now I can see that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
our mom is shocked. Especially with Nick.
she said, damn, I really didn't know what I was doing. You knew the whole time.
Yeah.
So I tried to tell you so. I tried to tell you, Mama. I tried to tell you. School, man, school.
My mom and Nick would get into it too, Charlie. I don't even want to talk about it really, but like they would get into it about certain things, like regarding like, you know, like accomplishing certain goals
Jobs.
that were outside of the normal quote unquote way of doing things. So
Get a job.
Nick
No, I'm
went
going to be
through it.
rich.
He definitely went through it. Yeah.
You don't know
Nick
me,
had
Mama.
a lot of temptations, yep, challenges.
I told him, Mom, don't worry. I got this. I got this. It's all good. Don't worry. I said, I know you don't know it now, but if I don't do something here, you're going to be eating cat food in retirement.
Right.
So just sit down with Uncle Bill and relax over there and just let me do my thing.
Yep.
You and Uncle Bill have a seat. Let me do the thinking. Went to uni for no reason. Yeah, you know, sometimes that happens a lot, you know, just to kind of, you know, have a good rep for your parents or whatever.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Uncle Bill, man. What's up with Bill? Bill's at the golf course. Uncle Bill. I don't even have an Uncle Bill. Bill's just, I feel like Bill's the go-to name. Billy Ding Dong. Like, like, why do I use Bill all the time, man? Who's Bill? I'm trying to think. Who's Bill?
Yeah, right. Too funny.
All right, 3 minutes on the closure, so we'll see where we're at. What time is it? 10? So we got, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30, 15, 5, 1 minute, all closures coming up here in 2 minutes. I have a question. How does someone like me that wants to do full-time trading do it while having a full-time job that takes up the majority of my time? You have to look for other times to trade. You know what I mean? You gotta basically sit down one weekend and say, hey, what are my goals, right? Where do I want my future to go? And then you have to basically line things up to get to that future. So maybe you work 9 to 5, so maybe you can't trade the New York session or the London session. I'm not too sure where you live, but maybe you could trade another session. Maybe you can look at the charts during work every 30 minutes. You don't have to be all over the desk like we are. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the chat that have the stream running, but they're not necessarily like looking at the charts all the time. We know, hey, we're going to need a 30-minute closure here, right? So the cool part about this system is like, we know right now that if this candle closes above the range, that it's going to be at least another 15 minutes. So, it doesn't have to tie up too much of your attention, but at the end of the day, like, you just got to find a way to win. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way, right? So you got to really look into your schedule, make sure you really want this. And if you do, you might have to sacrifice. You might not be able to play basketball with the boys, on Wednesday nights anymore. You might not be able to go to the car show that you just have been enjoying going to with your dad for the last 12 years, right? It might be time to make those hard decisions to move things around in life to put you in position to win big over the next 2 to 5 years. So it comes down to sacrifice. It comes down to time management. And it just comes down to you really finding a way to win if you want it bad enough.
Well said, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
Just make a way. When there's a will, there's a way. And there's always a solution to every legitimate problem as well, right? We just need to think. Like Earl Nightingale says, the problem with men is that they don't think, or individuals, they don't think, right? So once you start thinking, you start separating yourself from everyone else because no one else is thinking. Yeah, Henry Ford said it best. The hardest job in the world is to think, and that's why many won't do it. Not many people like to think about their problems, But when you really start to think about your problems, you really get to hone in on that solution that will help you solve it.
Hell yeah. Like if I asked that question and then I got a response like that, I would save the time on the stream. I go, what time was that? That was 9:55. Okay. And I would later on when I'm in my free time, I would go back to 9:55 and I'd listen to that answer again. And then I'd think. I'd spend time and I'd think. And I'd think about what that answer said and formulate a plan. Formulate a plan. Alrighty. 4 hour closure. We got a bearish closure on the 4 hour. Obviously, I'm going to expect a top wick. That top wick that I'm expecting is most likely going to come. You see where these other wicks came up to? Somewhere in this range, right? If we can kind of come right in here, pop up, make that top wick on the 4 hour, then I think I would be open to having that sell stop right there for price to continue driving down. But it is a new 4 hour candle, so just give this time, right? If this thing wants to run with 2-pip bottom wick, I mean, screw it, we don't take a trade today.
Is what it is.
But everything looks good. The only issue is you got 2 stop losses, right? One here, right up there, and then one here, which that one can get hit right at any moment. So I'd rather wait for a bit of a steeper top wick to be established, keep a stop loss like this, an entry like that, and then look to trade it, something like that. Partials down here, TP down here. So we'll see if we can get it. Remember, this is the first minute of a 4-hour candle here. Got fired last week. Yeah, you never remember, everything happens for you. Once you get on that frequency and that vibration, it really does work that way. It really does.
Facts.
Yeah, George Whiffington. Yup, way to make sacrifices. My core friends today are not the same core friends I had in my mid-20s. Right? Those it's not that they couldn't go with me. They didn't come with me, right? But I wasn't going to stop. Like, I wasn't going to settle just because they wouldn't go, right? So sometimes, you're going to have to, you don't, it's not like you like disown them, right? You just choose to spend your time elsewhere. You still love those people, still communicate with them, pray for them, whatever. But, you got to go get yours in life, man. Otherwise, if your friends could sit there and hold you back forever. And just because they don't want to move, don't mean you don't have to move, right? So when God calls you to go. Listen to God over man all day, every day.
Facts, bro.
All right, let's see if we could break the highs here and come up. Your son trades Asian session? Oh, snap. Oh, nice. Damn, that's awesome.
That's what's up.
Elijah, yo. Tell the boss, man. Tell the boss. It's a slippery slope, you know what I mean? I am not in this trade yet, no, sorry. It's a slippery slope. My honest opinion, like John said, me and my mom have battled back. I've also tried to prove the naysayers wrong. Like, none of that stuff is honestly worth it, right? Like, if your mom or dad says something and you're young, just be like, that makes total sense, mom and dad. Awesome, I'll do that. And then just keep doing your thing, Make sure you respect your parents and, do what you got to do, but don't let that hold you back from doing your own thing as well, and making it happen. But you don't have to convince your mom that jobs suck and her retirement's not going to be there in 40 years and, you're never getting a job. That's just going to make your mom worry so much about you and just literally basically annoy you every single day.
Yeah, bro. Avoid all that pressure and stress by just keeping it low key and just keeping to yourself. That's what I did. What I learned from Nick too. Just keep it low key, bro. Don't even tell anyone anything. Just do your thing. Focus on the process.
Just let the money do the talking. Just let the growth speak for itself.
Yep.
Mom and Uncle Bill can just sit on the sidelines and watch. Nick, if I try every day to show up to the stream every day, will I make it? I'm going through some rough times. Really want to hear some of encouragement or courage. Yeah. There's nothing guaranteed in life, G. Nothing. One thing that is guaranteed, though, if you don't try and show up to the stream every day, you're most likely never going to make it. So showing up to the stream every day, being committed, taking it serious is only going to put yourself in position to win. It's clearly not going to hurt. It's only going to help. But if you don't do it, then that's where the mess can happen. Man, gold.
Exactly.
It's a 4-hour candle.
Goldie.
That's annoying.
Yeah, bro. Make it so hard to lose that it becomes easy to win. It's hard to lose when you're only executing two high probability setups. It's hard to lose when you're so patient and disciplined to those setups. When it's hard to lose, it's easy to win. It's hard to lose when you call it a day after 2 losses. Stuff like that, bro. You put yourself in position, like Nick said, to make it hard to lose.
True. Yeah, you got to be careful who you tell your dreams to. You got a lot of dream snatchers out there, and a lot of times they're the closest people to you.
Yeah, we're in.
Well, that was whack. Just moved down without a wick,
Tell me
hitting
about it.
target now, so that's always a good time.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, so that was partials right there,
Oh,
basically.
dude's just been bleeding gold. Now we look at NQ.
Been showing up every day of the stream. Yeah, Louis G's been on it. Life changed
Yo, facts,
so
bro.
much. Mindset skyrocket. Yeah, you're only going to get better. You know, it's not going to hurt you. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, shout out Louis G for 3+ years showing up here consistently every day. I can definitely call for that too. You know, I've seen his name here every single day, bro. So yeah, good job, dude.
Yeah.
You're crushing it. It's hard to not make progress, you know, when someone's like that. When someone's so consistent like that.
Yep. Goldie down. Real down. There it is. Oh, wow.
Dude, like broke your computer, for real.
Did you not like that top wick on the 30? Not at all. Not at all. This is a new 4-hour candle here, too.
Especially current candle stops, that's even more riskier. You know, putting your stops or trust into those stops, tight stops right there.
Yeah, I almost want to say what top wick. You know, we
Exactly,
almost got like nothing there. So, you know, for a new 4-hour candle, I would need something steeper than that. Could have gotten lucky, right? Could have pressed sell, but there's no, according to the playbook, there's no proven systemized data there, right? So, I mean, we did have the celery play, but not at the start of a new 4-hour candle. How to deal with fear? Take action immediately. Don't think too much. Action cures fear. 3, 2, 1, go.
I love that, bro. Best piece of advice you'll get on fear right there.
Yeah.
Did you do analysis on NQ or no?
I think so, yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look. NQ, let's see here. So daily trying to look like it wants to come down after filling that wick there. 4-hour bearish here. So 4-hour did close bear. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour closing below here. 30-minute. You got some close right at support here. So yeah, we'll see. We're right at support. Below that though is not bad at all. Wick fill. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think a 30 closure looks pretty good. 30 closures are not bad. What kind of day we looking at here? 84 right now. It's getting warm.
Let's go.
Yeah, so the reason I don't take those sells because although today we came down to here, you know, at any point this candle could have turned around, right? So on the way down, it could have just went down here and turned around, broke that high, or maybe here and turned around and broke the high, or here, right? There's no data on that, right? We just know that, hey, we're most likely going to turn around and make a top wick, but we don't know when, right? So taking that sell there is a bit risky just because there's no top wick. So this thing could just turn around at any point. You know, today, you know, it just happened to come down and work out well, but that's not going to happen a lot of days. And when you do that once, you know, you're bound to do it again. And, you know, sometimes that's not going to be a good, you know, habit to get into. Me personally, if it ain't really there, I don't want to take the trade. You know, I'm too far along now in my career to like just like punt it, you know what I mean? Like, oh, screw it. We'll take this, right? Because if you get stopped out there, like, yeah, it's only a couple pips, but now you're taking a stupid loss for no reason. If you enter on the break of the lows, you take a 30, 35 pip loss in a way for no reason.
You know too much now at this point to take a stupid trade like that, bro. You know, you've seen that trade not play out too many times for you to just take it.
pretty much. Plus, we talk about it all the time too, about this trade. So like you get in, I was talking to DeMichael about this last night too. You get in this trade with hopes of having that thing go, but there's no wick. And in your back of your mind, when you're in profit now and you're activated, the whole entire time in the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh man, if this thing's going to come up and like break that high there. So once you go a little bit into profit, you start getting scared on the fluctuation. So you're like, break even, right? And then you just hit break even on that. Because you don't even trust it, right? You just worry the whole time. You're anxious that whole trade. I don't like to be anxious in trades. I want to be like, hey, I've seen this 100, 1,000 times. I'm confident here. I'm good to go, right? But what happens is you close that trade, you know, and maybe you close it break even. Maybe you close it a little bit of profits. And the worst thing, and we tell this story all the time, is that if you break your plan and win, you did not win, right? Because most likely, because if you break that plan once, you're going to break it again. I treat my trading like a crack addict treats rehab. I am not going back. I'm not even going back once. I don't want to break a rule one time. Like Alcohol Anonymous, right? Like if you go back and do it once, you're bound to do it again. And if you make profit during that, oh man, that just sets you up for a bad, couple weeks there. So like, a lot of times what happens is traders are going to close this trade right here because they're scared, and then the trade's going to play out perfectly. And they're going to be like, damn, I should have held that. And then the very next time it's time to break their plan again, they're going to do it, but this time it ain't going to work. They get activated, and then what do you know? Pop back up. So just stay away from breaking the plan. If your plan was to get in and you had that all sorted, then good. That's a great trade. If it wasn't against your plan, though, or if it wasn't really your plan to do that, then you broke it today, and that's not good. That's not good. Not very
Gems.
good. Yeah, because, and by the way, when you got no wick, you're like, all right, you know what? Let me just go one contract. I kind of feel like it's going to go. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I won't risk too much, right? And then the whole thing moves, but you only close with $30 profit because you got scared once the trade started fluctuating, because you had in the back of your mind about that wick, right? So the next time this opportunity comes to break your plan, you go, you know what? Last time we drove, I got out quick. I was being soft. This time I'm not going to be soft. I'm going to hold full, and I'm going to not use one contract. I'm going big here, 5, right? And then this is like the one that you tend to lose. So now when you go a little bit into profit, you're like, I'm not closing this as it's fluctuating. You're like, last time I closed it, shot all the way down, and then boom, shoots all the way up. So I don't know how the market knows how and when to do these these things to us, but it just knows.
It just knows, bro, for real.
It just knows. Yeah, and like maybe that gets you money today, but what about tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next week and the next month and the month after that and the month after that and the year after that, right? So you want to have something duplicatable. The clubhouse is 30 days. 30 days. So it's not like month, but 30 days. Yeah, the 5th, yep. 5th, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so 4-hour rejecting never came up. Maybe pack runner here. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going down without that wick. Charts for stream? Yeah, let's take a look.
When price makes a low, wait for a resistance to retest the low. Basic market structure.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. If we would have had the top wick, that was our trade. It had our name all over it. Would like some feedback on this one. Everything else but the daily was bullish in this London trade, which is why I waited for range 1, range 2. So okay, so back. Everything else but the daily was bullish. Let's open it up. This was gold or USD JPY. Okay, so everything was bullish outside of the daily. Yeah, I think it's like very similar to the same trade you sent in the other day, and that's good news, right? Because that means that this could be something that's taking the profits away from you, that now that you see it over and over again, you can stop doing it, right? So like if you have this whole move up where you have this massive candle that drove up, right? And now you're trying to enter on the break of the highs here, most likely you're going to need a little bit of a pullback, right? So I think you shared like 2 or 3 losses like this. So that's good, right? You're finding a common theme in your losses. So now whenever this happens, don't get tempted to take those buys. Wait for that little pullback, and then once you get a support formed like down here, now you have that opportunity to, if volume's coming in, you can take the buy moving up, or if volume's not there just yet, you can wait for a closure above the range and then take the buys, right? That's going to be a much better idea than just trying to enter up here, right? Off of like a bigger move that already happened. So recognize when you've missed the move. A lot of us, our ego won't let us say, oh, you know what, I missed the move, right? So just sometimes think, hey, I missed that original move, and now I got to wait for more familiar price action to get back into a trade here. Where am I hosting?
I'd say the same thing.
Yeah, it's just a waiting game, you know. Most people don't want to wait. It's tough to sit here and wait and not do anything, and you know, time is what weighs the trader down. Yeah, but yeah, I would say a little too overextended at that point. Wait for a nice little, you know, stronger support to form, and then go ahead and take the buys there. Yeah, this is good now. So we're getting a 4-hour top wick. So now if we close back below, right, and we do like a 15-minute celery, I'd be open to selling through the rest of that range. Still 91 pips. Or we do something like this where you get a little closure back above, next one closes back below, and this has worked out for us so many times I can't even tell you. So we take that trade too. The other sessions get hosted in the clubhouse, which is on Zoom. So right now, John's not the only guy there. You know, there's a lot of people in here. Yeah, so everyone's here in Zoom, hanging out, and this is where we stream all the sessions. The clubhouse, baby, ain't nothing like the clubhouse, man. It's just different in there. It's just different. Buys for me above 09. That's what I'll consider buys now. I have to wait because now our 4 hour is bearish. So before, our 4 hour was bullish, right? Because this candle was still open, so we were basing it off of that candle there. But now we're basing it off of a previous bearish candle, right? So you see how you have to pivot, how the bias switches up a little bit now. So you have a bearish 4 hour previous candle now over a bullish one. So now I'm going to prioritize the sells over the buys here. So if we close above, I'm not going to take any buys. What I will look for though is maybe a break of the highs, right? And then a closure back below, and then those will be my sells. Yeah, because I'm bearish. Buys would only make sense if we can kind of close back above here.
Yep. Good example on how to pivot, you know, how to pivot your bias and direction based on the higher time frame candles and their closures.
Yeah. We always let the 4 hour guide us for the most part. Like the 4 hour is our guiding compass in a way. So we always want to adapt when that like switches, we want to switch with it. The minimum pip on that, I would say for the 4 hour, I was looking more towards like, you see, so if you look left, you can kind of get some information. So where did we wick up to prior to that, right? Where did the wicks come? They came like right here. So right in that zone. So any like top wick that pops in that zone, that's good enough for me, you know? And then that's where I would have the sell stop on the break of the low with my stop loss above those highs. But we'll see if we pop up there now and then close below, and then that should be good. tricky price action this week. We've remained green, which is fantastic, right? But overall, it's been some tricky price action. I mean, we're green here today as well, but we got NFP. ADP was yesterday, so you know, once we get into week 2 and 3 and all that, I think we'll have a little bit smoother price action. But been a weird week, man. Been a weird week. Weird week. Yeah, so we'll see what we could do here today, but tomorrow will be a good stream. We're going to do some giveaways tomorrow as well. I got about 6, maybe 7 50K future evaluation accounts. So we're going to do those giveaways tomorrow, probably around this time, maybe a little earlier. Oh, you like my... Oh, yeah. Thanks for the compliment. Nick, you're looking marvelous today. All of a sudden. Well, thank you. Hey, keep me in mind tomorrow for that giveaway. All right, cool. So now that wick's in place, man, if this 15 can close like celery, I like this. All you gotta do, yeah, just follow me on Insta, man. That's all. That's all. Instagram. That's all. If you can find it, you can find it. I'll be right back. One sec.
Hey, giveaways tomorrow. Let's get it. Hey, let's go, Elijah. You just might be the giveaway winner, bro. You're feeling like a giveaway winner, then you may just be a giveaway winner. Yeah, Simsy, how many pips makes a candle overextended? Honestly, that's, you know, that could be a tough question right there. I mean, I don't really think there's a right or wrong for that. I think it depends on market structure. You know, I think it depends based on what you see with market structure. If a candle's overextended or not. You know, Nick likes to say, how far are we from the nearest zone, you know? How far are we away from the support resistance zones? And yeah, if we're far from it, then it's most likely overextend. If we're close, then, you know, you may have a good trade on your hand. What, we got NFP Friday, YOLO Trader? Let's go, Dan. Dan might be Dan's gonna be a giveaway winner, it looks like. Only Focus FX may be a giveaway winner as well. Mr. Ken as well may be the winner again as well. Gregory too. A lot of people feeling like winners here, so.
Yeah, there he is. There he goes. Hey, yeah, he's like Gecko boy. He's like Gecko.
At a wedding tomorrow.
Get
Nice,
him.
and have fun at the wedding.
That's Gecko boy right there.
What happened? There's a Geico in your room?
Oh, nah. Maverick's climbing up the walls, man. He's like Gecko. He's a lizard boy. Bro, Maverick definitely hit a little growth spurt. He got tall.
Yeah,
Literally, just like
go.
looking at him, I'm like, this guy definitely hit a little growth spurt.
Nice, bro. Yeah, my man's getting older now. I'm like, whoa.
He big dog now. Strong, man. Kid's strong. All right, 3 minutes. Let's see if we can get this celery play here.
Yeah, Usman, yeah, it's more of a visual thing, the overextended thing. I can agree with that.
Who put me on? Or
Simsy,
introduced
15
me?
pips isn't much. I think that's pretty good.
That's actually a great question. I don't know who introduced me to trading. I think I just came across it on social media more so than anything. I remember seeing a kid. His name was Austin Godsey. Anyone ever heard of Austin Godsey? I remember seeing him. I think he was the first kid that I ever seen post charts. And I'm like, early on, I was literally delivering ice for this ice company. And I was thinking, I gotta do something, man. I was delivering ice for this company right here. This is where I worked, gang. For like probably a couple months. So it was a big building in here. There was a whole bunch of ice in here. And we would just load these trucks up and just move ice all day long. It was wild. Yeah, where do you... Yeah, Abby Ice, man. This guy was super cool too, the owner. Yeah, look at all... I was whipping these pallets, yo. I was grabbing, what are those things called? The forklifts or whatever. Whipping these pallets, driving this truck. I think I drove this truck right here at 30. Yeah, man. Yeah, so that was what I was doing. I was like literally standing like right here. Right over here when I seen this dude posting charts. I'll never forget that. Went into the bathroom for like 25 minutes and just scrolled through his whole page like, yo, this kid's making like $500 in a trade? What is this trading thing? So yeah, that was actually the first time I really realized, like, and then I found that one dude. You guys remember Tim Sykes? Anyone remember Tim Sykes? Man, I started looking at his channel and yeah. I can't be an Eskimo.
Yeah.
Nah, when I really woke up, it was like, I'm delivering ice in a snowstorm right now. This got to be the most stupidest thing I could be doing with my life. Especially when I had already read like Think and Grow Rich and all that. I'm like, I'm out of here.
I remember Nick in that delivery truck as well.
Yeah, I'll pull up to the crib sometimes. Pull up to the house, take a quick nap. Eh, we're in traffic right now. No, just kidding. I never did that. Yeah, that's why I'm super chill. Yeah, that's exactly why. Yeah, Austin Gossey here. He was in like network marketing, so he was always like posting his trades and stuff. All right, so sell stops once again here with the attempt to move our way down. So gonna again need a little bit of a top wick here, and then if we break the lows here, we should go ahead and fill that wick. We got that 4 hour in play now, so we're good to go. Stops are probably gonna be 94 pips. Yeah, probably back above the range here, like above these 5-minute highs here. Even that's like 50 pips. So unless this candle can give us somewhat of a top wick that we can trust in, then we're gonna use that. So all right, cool. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So I'm gonna have a sell stop. We got a 15-minute celery here, 30-minute breakout, 1 hour breakout, 4 hour bearish. So we'll see. We shall see. When did I find Raja? That was a little bit into my journey. That was like 2 years into me trading. Yeah, the whole Austin Godsey thing, like all this, that was probably back in like 2015, 2014 maybe. Yeah. Yep. And then then I just started diving into trading. From there, I actually moved and just started like, all right, who can I learn how to trade from? I basically did go to Austin Godsey, got involved in IML, network marketing. You know, that was like the doorway in for me. And then decided to start learning on my own. That's when I bought a couple courses from some of the popular names that you guys know of now. But really, Swaggy C was the guy who I first like officially started learning from. Everyone else at that point was just signals or, you know, stuff like that. So, but Swaggy, and then yeah, from there, that's when I got introduced to Raja. Yeah, I remember actually a friend of mine from IML hit me up and he's like, "Yo, how you been?" Like he was trying to get me back in the business, you know. "How you been? You know, what are you up to?" I'm like, "Good, bro. I'm trying to learn how to do this trading thing on my own." And surprisingly, he was like, he didn't even say like, "Oh, come back and join the team." He was just like, "Yo, there's this guy named Raja Banks, Wicks Don't Lie on YouTube. He goes live every morning. You should check him out." And yeah, that very next day, I signed on and, you know, watched Raja for the first time. Rakil. How long today until I stop trading? Probably like 11 a.m. About another half hour or so. It might not be this candle. If this candle closes weak too, I'll keep that sell stop. You know what I mean? But if it starts pushing all the way up, then I could say, "Hey, you know what? I don't think I have a great read here today," and walk away.
Yep.
Yeah, iMarket's live. Yeah, that's right. That's how you started too? Yeah. It was a start for a lot of people. Now, once COVID came, it was over. It was over. They shut things down. I said, "Bet I'm gonna literally become a successful trader." And I just put my head down and I studied, bro. Like Luke says, I studied, bro. I studied.
Get educated. Get educated so you could be highly skilled. Yeah, Nick, I remember you on the charts right around that time too, during COVID.
Yeah.
Walking past Nick's room and I'd see the charts on his screen pretty much every time I walked past his room.
Yeah, I was on top
Every
of
time.
it.
Yeah.
So that meant when these guys went out to dinner or when they watched movies upstairs, I stayed downstairs and studied. You know, I kept my head in the game. I didn't go out all the time. I didn't participate in everything. I had a mission and a goal, and I was going to do anything it took to get there. So that's what we were going back to earlier. You know, sometimes you got to sacrifice time, sacrifice events, all that to get to where you want to be.
Yeah. Got to.
Broke my plan, Pablo, for the third time. Short 6-year career. Lost the profits for the week. Still green overall. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all right. Third time in 6 years. We'll let you slide on that one.
Yeah, that's a W, honestly.
It's a bummer, bro, but just keep it pushing. You know, you're a human being, so every now and then, if it happens, you know, once every 2 years, it's not really that big of a deal.
Right.
Worst thing I did was stop trading from 2019 to 2021. Came back and found Raja. Wow. Yeah, I put my foot on the gas like never before during COVID. Started a year ago and started with you. Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Not to toot our own horn here or anything, but I think that's a really good foundation to build upon.
Yeah, for real. And honestly, the less you know, the better. For real. Like, the less you know about trading and you come into here, like, the better, honestly, I think you're going to be.
Yeah.
Because it's all about keeping things simple, right? If you don't know too much of the other noise, the other strategies and all that stuff, if you just listen to your mentor, like Nick, you know, he's going to lead you to a simple system to follow.
And a simple life philosophy, too, by the way.
That, too.
What do you think about people say Raj is a scam? I think no matter, people say I'm a scam. So when you get big enough, you know, you're always gonna have certain people. It doesn't matter if you're a trader, if you sell furniture. If you get big enough, they're gonna be like, that guy's scamming everyone, selling everyone furniture. You know what I mean? It's like people wouldn't be buying if he was scamming. You know what I'm saying? So I think when you just get big enough, especially in today's digital era, you know, you got people that can state their opinions and, you know, not have to reap any consequences from that. They just say whatever they want on the internet. So I don't know. Raja, yeah, I guess Raja scammed me into becoming a very successful trader. Yeah, I think I can say that.
There you go. Yeah. If you do it in front of others, you really can't say much. And if the advice you give to others is only making them get good results, I mean, how is that a scam? You know?
Yeah. You know, a lot of times you are the scam. You know, not you specifically, but meaning like the individual is the scam. He scammed himself because he said, I'm going to buy Raja's course. I'm going to study all the material. I'm going to show up every day. I'm going to trade. I'm going to stick to the plan. But he scammed himself because he promised himself he'd do something that he didn't follow through on. So then they just point at them and they go, that course, it didn't work. It's a scam. It's this, it's that. It's like, no, dude, you're the scam. Right? You can't keep your promises to yourself. You can't keep your word to yourself like a man, right? Or a woman. So you are your own scam in most cases. Done with Goldie today? I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you.
You still got your sell stops?
Yeah, I do. I still have them. Yeah, I might delete them for this candle to close here because my stop loss is a little too hefty at this point. But
your pips.
Yeah, everything still looks pretty good if we close back below. So yeah, with 5 minutes left, I know we're coming down, but I'm probably gonna delete this and just wait for this candle to close. And if this candle can close similar to the way that one looks, these sells are still on. But I don't want to get tapped in here in the last 5 and then the candles pull back and stuff. Does that make sense? Candle flip bearish, like tap you in, start pulling back.
That happened to us last Friday. We got activated in the last 5 minutes, took a loss.
Yeah.
We didn't give the trade enough time to really like play out as we wanted to. We only had 5 minutes till the candle closed.
Yeah. At first you love Don, now you love Raja. I've always learned from Raja. You know, I learned from Don for about 8 months, 9 month period when Raja moved to Pakistan and wasn't live streaming. Don was the consistent stream that I was able to show up to. But I mean, even as Green, like we would talk back then and I'd be taking totally different trades than Don. I'd just be there on the stream and, you know, still learning and stuff. But my whole system has always been around the things that I've learned in market fluidity. And then with Don, he helped me pick up things like range 2 breakouts and stuff like that, which really helped my trading a lot. But I wouldn't say at first I love Don and then love Raja. Raja been goated, man.
Raja's the GOAT.
Yeah, I was watching Raja long before I ever found Don's stream.
A couple of years.
Gold's wicking like a mofo. It really is. Look at this. Right back up now. First time in the stream?
You may want to head back up.
Yeah, I know. Welcome, Ricardo. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Gold's all over here, man. We are all over the place. It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. Don in his prime? Yeah, Don in his prime was fantastic. I really enjoyed showing up to the stream every day and you know, rocking with him because he was very, very similar to Raja. He was the closest thing to Raja that I could find out there. So it was like perfect scenario.
Yep.
Hey, if you really rocked with Don during those years, then you will understand what I'm about to play.
Hey.
Who remembers the intro? Who remembers?
Hell yeah.
You weren't really on Don's stream.
Nigga, this my
Yeah.
Welcome to the city of God.
Wow, man. Throwback. Who remembers that?
Yeah, bro. Facts.
Who remembers? Nah, I didn't do the Fiend intro thing. I was already doing my own thing by then. City of
You're gone
Gods,
by
though.
now.
Kanye West, Alicia Keys. That was the classic Don Vote intro right
Yep.
there.
That really was.
If you don't remember that and you just remember Fiend, man, you were way too late to the party. Way too late. Tell him, Green.
Yeah,
Tell
bro.
him.
You missed the part. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you see, this is probably gonna run, but the stops are like 90 pips, so just deleted it.
We would bump that after the stream too.
Yeah. If this runs, I'm out of here. Yeah, man, that intro. Yeah, there it goes. So yeah, we had the sell stops, but the stop, it just didn't make sense, so deleted it, and it's whatever. I really don't care. I'm over this day, honestly. Gold is
Yeah,
just
bro.
chalked.
Seriously. Come back later.
Yeah.
Some.
How many years did it take me to be profitable and stuff? I mean, every day I learn. Every day I still learn, but it was about a 2.5, almost 3-year journey of really messing this thing up for me before I started to see some consistent profitable weeks. Yeah, we haven't taken many fades this year at all. We haven't taken many at all. We've actually taken a lot of inverted celeries and onions instead of the fade positions this year. So that's been pretty interesting. Let me look at the playbook real quick and my data, because we really haven't taken many fades at all. Now that I think about it. Yeah, we've only taken 14 fade positions this year. The onion, we've taken
Bro, I don't even remember.
71 buys or sells off support resistance.
And what's the win rate?
Bro, I don't even want to say the win rate, because it's legit not even believable. Like
Yeah.
I don't even want to tell you, because it's unbelievable, the win rate.
Make sure you execute when those onions show up, chat.
Yeah, just when the
Those are
onions
the
show
best
up,
play.
execute.
Literally, bro. Aggressive. You want to be aggressive with those onions.
Yeah. What up, Scott? What's good, brother?
Hey,
What's
Scotty
up,
boy.
brother?
What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good, my man.
Can you explain the term onion? Yes. So real quick, brief trading course here, right? So you guys know that everything I do has to do with the higher time frames, such as the 4-hour, right? So like if the 4-hour candle is bullish, then I'm going to be looking for, buys, right? So what that'll typically look like is if we drew this candle out on a lower time frame, it would look something like this, right? You got this wick to come down, right? And then you got candles to come back up to create the wick, and then you got to move up, right? So you get a move up, and then you get a move down. Oh, my bad. Move up, and now we know, okay, this right here makes up our 4-hour candle. So 4-hour candle comes down, closes like that, right? So does that make sense? You have this bottom wick here, right? This red candle represents this push down on this bottom wick, and now there's a wick there, right? So that means obviously price pushed up. So that's the push up. Now the body moved all the way up to here, right? So that's the move up on the 15 or 30. And now you have price reject, right? So that wick comes out of nowhere. So what does that look like? That wick looks like these two candles, right? Now that's the 4-hour candle, right? That's it broken down on like let's just say a 30-minute time frame. I know the candles don't equal the 4-hour worth, but just bear with me here, all right? So now we think, okay, well, we're bullish on this 4-hour candle. So if we can get a lower wick, right, and then a potential break of the highs, we can enter buys here to go ahead and fill that wick. So now we come back down to the lower time frame. So if we need this lower wick on the 4-hour, what are we expecting on the 30-minute time frame? Another move where? Down, right? So another move down. So that could be another bearish candle. Sometimes that could be a bearish candle that rejects and looks something like this, right? Or sometimes it's just going to be a simple bearish closure, right? So now that bearish closure took place, that represents this bottom wick on that new 4 hour. So this is where we're looking for the onion play, right? All the onion play is following along the 4 hour and waiting for the opportunity to find some sort of support, right? So now that this support is formed, this is our opportunity. So remember the 4 hour high that we're looking to buy, like break the high and buy? That 4 hour high is going to be sitting right there. So now we got this beautiful support that's formed. We have a bullish bias. We expect that this 4 hour candle is going to fill the wick. And if we fill the wick, then that means we fill the range, right? Because a wick fill on a higher time frame is just a range fill on the lower time frame. So that's where we're looking to implement those onion plays. So as this next candle starts to open up, and let's say there's volume on our side and all that good stuff, this is where we want to take a buy now off of that support to fill the wick, close partials, you know, and at that point that 4 hour candle will look like that, and then that's it, you know, then that's the onion play. So you got to mix it and kind of play it with the higher time frame for it to work best. But once you get that support there, right, that's your opportunity to say, hey, this lower wick is in place. If we start breaking the highs, we should be good to move up, and that's it. This is the money play. I retired off this play. This play helped me walk away from my job. This is all you need. If you just stuck to that concept right there and never did another thing in trading, you will be successful beyond your wildest imagination. If you can just wait on that. If that ain't there, you don't trade. If that is there, you do trade. And you will make so much money. So much money.
This play has gave me a consistent 80% win rate over the last like 3 years.
Yeah.
And Nick's even better.
It's always had 80 to 85% win rate.
Yeah, always.
This year it's even better. And I think the reason it's so good this year is because I have been trading every session. So I've been following every 4 hour candle. Like, not much happens without me seeing it, if that makes sense, right? Because I'm in Asia, I'm in London, I'm in New York, so not much can really get by me at this point. So that's why we have such a high win rate, right? Such a good strike rate, because we're willing to wait until that, you know, that opens up for us, and then we'll execute.
Yep.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's kind of not believable. It really is. So the win rate, and this is by far the best I've ever done in trading. Over 71 trades. It has a 96% win rate, dude.
Sheesh, insane, bro.
It's wild. I never knew we could get it up there. Like this is over 71 trades. This is the best I've ever traded in my life. Like, I've never done anything like that ever.
Beautiful.
Crazy.
Amazing, bro. Yeah.
So yeah. So, and that's just being calculated.
A lot.
That's being calculated. That's following the 4 hour every, you know, the 4 hour can't make a move without me knowing about it at this point, because not only am I experienced like 5 years, but now I'm like trading every session. So it's gotten crazy, man. It's gotten wild.
Yeah, man.
All right, peace out, gold. Whatever. I'm done with gold today. Yeah, bro. It's whatever. Yeah, we were basically right about every single idea that we drew up. Just things didn't play out and work out. Big stops, all that stupid stuff.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it was a good day.
Show us the play again.
Fun
Here
day.
you go, right here.
We get to do it all over again tomorrow.
That's the play.
And Clubhouse, we are back for Asian session. So we still have more opportunity today.
4 hour, 30 minute. Four hour, 30 minute. So it's all about higher time frame bias, lower time frame execution, and then just making sense of everything. What up, Conrad? Yo, good to see you, bro.
Conrad.
My man.
What's up, bro?
And by the way, basically the only time I'm taking those onion plays is when this exact scenario shows up, and that's why it's been so accurate.
Yeah.
Blame China. Does it work best
All right,
on
yeah,
gold? I don't have enough data, honestly, on NQ and all that. I could see how many onions those were from NQ as well, but I'm sure the majority of them is on gold. Let's see. NQ, does it show you? I don't know if it shows you. I don't know if I could find it by individual trade. Let me see something. I mean, pair. Pair. Nah, I don't see pair in here. I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure there's got to be a way. But obviously, wow, there is actually a lot of NQ in here. Yeah, obviously mostly gold though. Mostly gold. Great session, Jay Perp. Glad you enjoyed your time, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we're done here. Wow. Yeah. Lot of things we drew up today, but just a lot of shaky.
Yep.
Any other questions, comments, concerns, anything you guys want to chat about before we get out of here? Let me know. Otherwise, we'll hightail it out of here, and we'll come back for Asian session tonight in the clubhouse and Freaky Friday NFP tomorrow here on YouTube. We good? We good? All right. Cool, man. Cool.
All good.
Johnny Gems, appreciate you being here, brother. Thanks for all your gems here today. I'll see you in the Asian session.
Thank you, my man. Yeah, I'll see you in the Asian session. Talk to you later. Ciao. Hope you guys have a great day. God bless you all. See you guys in Asian, or if not, tomorrow. Peace.
Yeah.
Peace, bro.
Peace, brother. Moms enjoyed the stream. All right, man. We got moms. We got two moms right in a row. My mom enjoyed the stream. Shout out to my boy Nick. My mom was on. Let's go. Mom's on 2 live accounts. Holy smokes. Let's go. All right, man. Good session here today. I've enjoyed my time here. Blessings over to you and your family. And I'll see you guys back in the Asian session tonight. And the rest of y'all, see you guys in London or New York session mañana. All right. Deuces, my friends. Big blessings. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Peace.
Make fire, I'm a caveman.
Peace.
Never tried the ball, got great hands. I was younger, it
I'm
was
out.
get rich or die trying. Now I'm grown, still rolling with the same plans. Had other plans I made too. Not one of them was struggle or just make do. Never satisfied and still the same dude. So when I made my first million, had to make 2.
When I'm sliding on the beat, they like, who is that? Coin flipper, way that I be turning heads. Side stage, stomach turning, I'm a nervous wreck. Till I heard the fans and the kick, pull the curtain back. Hey, big wig, I don't need a hairpiece. Big dog, no leash, they know I'm a rare breed. Big shoes, can't fill them, this a rare feat. Big price, no sale, but I'm still carefree. Yeah, sweet 16s for the diabetics. Any era, I don't care, I'm the guy to get it. If it's 80-42, then I'm a violinist. Still the illest, go ahead, check the hieroglyphics. Yeah, said it's impossible, huh? Aw, man, you know if anyone can,
Aw, man.
I can.
Make fire, I'm a caveman. Never tried the ball, got great hands. I was younger, it was get rich or die trying. Now I'm grown, still rolling with the same plans. Had other plans I made too. Not one of them was struggle or just make do. Never satisfied and still the same dude. So when I made my first million, had to make 2. Big hitter, baby, I'm in the 4th spot. Been in this position, ain't a short stop. Every song go, my catalog up at Fort Knox. Thinking they can get in on this, baby, of course
They
not.
don't even know what it takes, it's a lethal dose. Make it look easy, think they got it, they ain't even close. Play Nintendo in Japan, baby, we remote. Paling in comparison, they looking like they seen a ghost. Yeah, counting Nick. Went exactly how we plotted, there was not a twist. Saw exactly what we wanted and we got it ish. That's why we scratching off everything that's on the list. Listen, not a bit. Said it's impossible, huh? Aw, man, you know if anyone can, I can.
Make fire, I'm a caveman. Never tried the ball, got great hands. I was younger, it was get rich or die trying. Now I'm grown, still rolling with the same plans. Had other plans I made too. Not one of them was struggle or just make do. Never satisfied and still the same dude. So when I made my first million, had to make 2.
You keep on running around. You keep on running around.
get the cash, ain't nothing. The way I flip back, straight tens from the judges. Yeah, I'm the too big, can't flush it. Probably gotta plunge it. Word is, this 10 years in the making.
Word is, I'm bringing home the bacon.
Word is, they don't see what it take to make it. But the word on the street side make it look easy. I'm flattering, cool, way too easy.
Word on the street is I make it look easy.
I'm actually smooth, it's far too easy.
Word on the streets I make it look easy.
Easy,
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 too easy. Word on the street is I make it look easy.
too easy.
Make it look easy,
But it's not easy.
whip got wings.
Yeah, I feel like Ron Weasley.
Live like kings,
So the money ain't measly.
hits like Sting.
Honey, you cannot beat me.
Did it so casual, must be a natural. Heard him say,
Yeah, it was gradual, but it's diagonal going up.
Me in the capital, super compatible. Got me like, Let's go.
Gotta hop in my step, gotta bounce in my walk. Rubber bands from the check, it was more than I thought. Fresh press, squeaky clean, wide awake, what a dream.
Hey there, hi, hello. What's the word, baby? Tell me you know, cause I know that the
Word is, this 10 years in the making.
word is I'm bringing home the bacon.
Word is, they don't see what it take to make it. But the word on the street side make it look easy. I'm flattering, cool, way too easy.
Word on the street is I make it look easy.
I'm actually smooth, it's far too easy.
Word on the streets I make it look easy.
Easy,
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 too easy. Word on the street is I make it look easy.
too easy.
Daddy, you sure you know what you're doing?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Come on. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, whoa, last time I checked, I'm still hot. Real hot, kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill Cos, steady climbing to the hilltop. Tip top, did it all off of a TikTok. Yeah,
Last time I checked, I still that guy that did it on my own. Stay independent. For you to get what I'm getting, it will probably take a village.
just give me a minute, turn a snippet to a hit. And now they all want a percentage, but I'm only paying visits,
Big dog, hit him with thick thumbs and a quick draw.
Pit boss, if they ain't playing, they getting kicked off.
Jigsaw, I got him puzzled, got him a bit lost.
It's a feeding frenzy, I put the beat in a pig trough.
Got it on lock, got the password.
Type of thing you couldn't manufacture.
10,000 hours, got it mastered. Can't you see the patterns?
Last time I checked, I'm still hot. Real hot, kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill Cos, steady climbing to the hilltop.